Hello everyone. So in this video I would like to share my story working as a procurement buyer. So when I tell people I work in procurement for a large corporation, the reaction is usually the same. They say, "Oh, so you get paid to go shopping all day? That must be fun." I usually laugh and say, "I wish." The reality of working as a procurement buyer in a big company is significantly different from personal shopping. It isn't just about buying things, it is about strategic sourcing, risk management, and acting as the gatekeeper of the company finance. Imagine a machine that has thousands of moving parts. My job isn't just to buy the oil to keep it running. It is to ensure the oil is the right quality, arrives exactly when needed, costs the right amount, and that the company selling it isn't violating any laws or ethical standards. Over the next few minutes, I want to take you behind the curtain. I want to share the reality of the ecosystem, the art of negotiation, and the pressure of keeping a massive supply chain moving. The first thing that hits you when you join a big company is the scale and the inevitable bureaucracy that comes with it. In a small business, if you need a laptop, you go to the store and buy it. In a large corporation, that simple request trigger a complex chain of events. We call this the procure-to-pay cycle. My day often starts in our ERP system, usually SAP or Oracle. I am greeted by a list of purchase requisitions. These are requests from various departments. Engineering needs spare parts. HR needs training services. Marketing needs merchandise. Everything. The challenge isn't finding a seller. The challenge is compliance. In a big company, you cannot just pick a vendor you like. You have to follow strict audit trails. Is the purchase over a certain budget threshold? Then I need three competitive quotes. Is it a sole source vendor? Then I need a written justification. Has the vendor signed our integrity pact and anti-corruption policy? I spend a significant amount of time not just buying, but analyzing. I look at specifications to ensure the internal user know what they actually need. Often, my job is to push back. A user might say, I need this specific brand. My job is to ask why. Is there a functional equivalent that is 20% cheaper and available locally? It is a balancing act between following the rigid rules of the corporation and being agile enough to get the job done. Now, let's talk about the core of the job, negotiation. Many people think negotiation is just banging your fists on the table and demanding a discount. In professional procurement, that is actually a bad strategy. If you squeeze a vendor too hard, they will cut corners on quality or delivery, and eventually that blows back on you. I look for the TCO, total cost of ownership. Let me give you an example. Let's say we are buying tires for our logistic fleet. Vendor A sells them for $100 each. Vendor B sells them for 120 each. On paper, vendor A wins. But as a buyer, I dig deeper. I find out that vendor B tires last 40% longer and include free maintenance service. Suddenly, the expensive option is actually the cheapest option for the company in the long run. My interaction with vendor are psychological. I have to build relationship. I need them to prioritize my company when supply is low. But I also have to keep enough distance to remain objective. It is a strange dynamic. One minute I am their partner, helping them navigate our payment system. The next minute I am the policeman, enforcing penalty clauses because their delivery was 3 days late. No script about procurement will be complete without mentioning the end user, our internal stakeholder. In a big company, the friction between procurement and the user is legendary. Users usually come to us with what I call the needed it yesterday syndrome. So, uh, picture this. It is 4 p.m. on a Friday. An engineer called me. A critical conveyor belt has snapped. The factory is down. Every hour we are down, the company loses thousands of dollars. The engineer say, just buy the part. But the vendor isn't in our system. The cost is over my approval limit. The legal department has gone home for the weekend. This is where the job gets real. This is firefighting mode. I have to get on the phone, use my influence to get a vendor to ship a part without purchase order, which is very risky. Beg to a manager to sign an emergency waiver and coordinate logistics to get a truck moving immediately. When that part arrives at the factory, start up again. Nobody really cheers for procurement, but we orchestrate the solution. We are the unsung hero of operational continuity. So, what does the experience teach you? Working in a big company as a buyer forces you to become a generalist. You learn law. You have to understand contract, liability, and incoterms. You learn finance. You need to understand cash flow, payment term, and capex versus opex. You learn technical spec. I have learned more about IT server, construction material, and chemical grades than I ever thought possible. But mostly it teaches you integrity. As a buyer, you control where the money goes. Vendors will try to offer you gift, lunch, or perks. In a big company, the ethical line must be absolute. You learn to say no firmly and politely. You become the guardian of the company reputation. To wrap up, being a procurement buyer is not just about shopping. That's right. It is about strategy. It is about acting as a bridge between the internal needs of a massive organization and the external capabilities of the market. It is a job of high pressure and high volume, but there is a distinct satisfaction in seeing a project completed, a new building standing, a fleet of trucks moving, or a production line running, and knowing I bought the materials that made that happen. Okay, that's all my experience working as a buyer. If you have any question, just drop the comment below. Thank you.